Employee traits that bosses love. Every business wants to find a good fit. Okay, good is downplaying it. The perfect fit. While that in itself is already a challenge, it doesn't stop the employer from conducting rigorous interviews, appraisals, and anything else to make sure that its employees are operating at their maximum best. While we would all like to be appreciated for our work in the office and told what a valuable member we are to the company, this seldom happens. In the workplace, there are certain traits that are esteemed more and held in high regard by the bosses than others. If you've ever wondered what these traits are, then make sure you watch the entire video for the full list. A couple of other questions we'll answer are: how do you navigate the workplace? How do you find maximum fulfillment from your job? And, most importantly, how do you leave an indelible mark on your employers? Well, here's how. Number 1. Be action-oriented. It's well known that bosses look for someone willing to take action, as well as take risks. While being an action and risk taker comes with a share of possible failure, there's also the chance that it will pay off, and in a huge way. Success, in turn, births confidence, and then new ideas follow close behind. Confidence and output go hand in hand. A confident employee is more likely to not only manage their tasks better, but they're also likely to make an impression on executives, colleagues, as well as customers. It's a proven fact that confident people listen more than they speak. They are also constantly looking for ways to improve their skills. They know when and how to ask for help, and finally, they can adapt quickly to a new role. Dormant employees seldom bring much money to the business. Confident go-getters do. And the bosses love this. They will always love someone who makes them lots of money. Number 2. Intelligence and passion. This is one of those combinations that doesn't just apply to your work life, but also your personal life. Have you ever heard the saying that if you truly enjoy your job, you never have to work a day in your life? And isn't that just intelligent? Seriously though, intelligence means that you can do work with little need for correction, supervision, or micromanagement. This is an absolute sweet spot for bosses. No one wants to keep running around extinguishing small fires, literally and figuratively, when they could have easily been avoided if they had simply hired someone intelligent enough to do the job right. Number 3. Be ambitious and position yourself for success. Bosses, more often than not, will use an employee's past successes or failures to judge or gauge their future at their company. How you handled certain difficult situations can help your company tell if you're paving the way for a better career. This kind of self-drive and ambition is what eventually makes a company wildly successful. It is through the constant pursuit of self-enhancement that creative ideas are born. With ambition also comes dedication. This simply asks the question, what are you willing to do to see the company grow? A boss wants someone who's as committed to their vision of the company as they are. They want someone they can rely on. Dedicated workers tend to be ambitious and driven, and not just at work, but in their personal lives as well. A dedicated employee has passion for their work, is optimistic about their workload and tasks, and above all, is fully flexible when they're assigned tasks. As a dedicated member of staff, you don't know everything about the tasks you've been assigned. What matters is that you are willing to learn. Put in the work and learn the necessary skills to handle the task. Number 4. Be autonomous. Don't you just hate when you have to explain every little thing about every single thing to someone who should already know it? Now, don't get me wrong. Asking questions is an essential part of learning and growth, but hand-holding is where we should draw the line. A manager or boss already has other tasks as well as other employees to take care of, so when he has to put his day on hold to explain everything, it honestly defeats the point of having an employee. When the boss assigns work, he doesn't want a myriad of questions, he just expects performance. Reliability means that you have no doubt that the job will be done, and on top of that, that it will be done in the best way possible. Being reliable means attending work-related events, reporting to work on time, beating deadlines, producing good quality work, and last but not least, being eager to take up more substantial tasks in the workplace. Number 5. Be upbeat. Of course, employees who show up to work with vigor and energy get more done than those who walk around moping and sulking about how much work they have, or just complaining about the weather or such and such. Energy is infectious. This is a scientific fact, and bosses want someone with an abundance of life and good energy. They want someone who motivates others to be creative, upbeat, and hardworking. because that's how you create a space where fresh ideas flow freely and work gets done. Number 6. Be honest and modest. No one wants to work with someone they have to keep watching their backs around. That's the literal definition of a toxic work environment. That makes this trait perhaps the most important one of them all. While the workplace isn't home, there needs to be a certain level of reassurance and easiness. Bosses need to know that they can trust their employees, that they can safely leave the day-to-day running of the business in the hands of their employees, and not have to worry about possibly losing clients or money. At the very least, someone who will be forthright about not being in a position to do something so that prior arrangements can be made. This goes hand in hand with modesty. Now, before I continue, it is important to note that when I say modesty, I don't mean you should downplay your achievements at the workplace. Quite the opposite. The most valued employees show their worth through the quality of their work, not through their words alone. While they may be humble, they go on to outmaneuver the loud braggarts quietly from under the table. Number 7. Be detail-oriented. This is crucial when you want to ensure you consistently deliver great quality work. No boss wants the back and forth movement that comes with poorly done work. As an employee, you do not want to keep being told to go over or redo a task that you poured your time and effort into. Knowing where to dot the I's, cross the T's, so to speak, is a trait that bosses take notice of pretty quickly. Number 8. Be marketable. As an employee, you want to be memorable, especially to clients, but you don't want to be excessively flamboyant. This is what being marketable is all about. Simply put, you should be well-dressed. While business is not a fashion show runway, an employee who is well put together is more likely to represent the business as qualified and prepared. Number 9. Be a team player. This is simply a must-have. You see, while it's important to be able to work unsupervised, every now and then, as an employee, you will be asked to work as part of a team. This means that your opinions will not be the only ones taken into consideration. They will be challenged and sometimes even thrown out. How do you handle that? How do you handle criticism? To be able to collaborate successfully, you need to have exceptional communication skills, tolerance, and enthusiasm. Being a good team player entails being open to change, being devoted to their achievements, and those of the team they're working with as well. Being a proven problem solver, and most importantly, being reassuring and courteous of their colleagues. The ability to diffuse situations before they escalate is also a major aspect of teamwork. Number 10. Independence. It is only appropriate that this is the next trait. Being able to work alone is just as important, if not even more, as working with a team. It does not matter where you go. Being able to produce results independently will always be an invaluable trait, even in organizations that do almost everything in a team. More than anything is the trust that comes with being entrusted to successfully finish a task individually. As an independent employee, you're required to have laser-sharp focus when it comes to your tasks, excellent time management, be resourceful, and most importantly, the ability to be your judge and jury. You have to be able to scrutinize your work, pick out mistakes, and make corrections. You are thus saving time for both yourself and your boss. Number 11. Leadership. This leads to the next most desirable trait your boss is guaranteed to take notice of. Your boss wants someone who stands out, someone who picks up the slack when the rest of the team is falling behind. A leader is someone who motivates the team to keep working at the goal, to stay focused. And that's the kind of person anyone would want on their team. A leader inevitably helps the other team members develop their skills. And that push, drive, and take charge attitude has a domino effect, resulting in success. And ultimately, that's the kind of person the bosses are looking for. Someone who has the company's vision at heart and does everything to help realize it. Leadership looks like being able to identify assets and faults in a team, confidence, inspiring others, and among many more traits, being able to give criticism positively. Strong leadership skills most likely mean a promotion. Companies are very hesitant about letting go of this kind of individual. To your boss, you are a culmination of every great employee trait, a true asset. Number 12. Interpersonal and communication skills. You are not a child. Being passive-aggressive or silent will not help anyone. Being able to communicate effectively is an advantage at literally every job you will ever be in. This entails communication with clientele, colleagues, and managers as well. The only way to ensure that these iterations are positive and effective is through cultivating strong interpersonal skills. So, what does a strong communicator need to have? Impeccable professionalism. Be receptive to new ideas, ability to interpret nonverbal cues, and the most important, master the art of active listening, which asks that you comprehend and respond appropriately. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. Number 13. Be self-aware. Do you know your strong and weak points? Do you know when to ask for assistance or feedback? These are what self-awareness is all about. This means that you can reflect on skills you've been able to acquire throughout your career and in what way you can improve them. Self-awareness requires emotional aptitude, learning from the feedback you get on your work, and having a clear understanding of your role in the team or the workplace. Number 14. Being disciplined and dependable. A trait that should be cultivated at a young age is reliability. An employee's weaknesses can be diminished by this trait. For example, if you lack experience, then you should make it a point to show up on time and perform the duties assigned to you. Doing so may give an illusion that you know what you're doing because you've done it before. Working well without supervision, knowing not to make personal phone calls, avoiding constant engagement on social media, and refraining from consistent texting while at work are all products of discipline. Integrity, honesty, and work ethic are also in line with the above traits. At the end of the day, your employer should be able to rely on you showing up, doing your job, maintaining focus, being prepared, and getting tasks done. Employers never fail to notice when you're determined to go the extra mile for the success of the company. Number 15. Have a good attitude. Employees may have all the above traits, but fail to have a jovial personality. Well, the job may not get done by a simple smile, but topped up with all the other traits, you could be an all-rounded employee. Being enthusiastic and flexible contribute to a good attitude. Good teamwork skills are also very important, but can be difficult to possess if you're not welcoming to other people and their contributions. However, this does not require you to be easy prey. Learn to be vocal without stepping on your colleagues. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you enjoyed the content and want to watch more, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We have informative videos every other day that you don't want to miss out on. Thanks once more for watching, and have a wonderful day.